Don't get confused. Don't adjust your television set. This is a knife review. TMP style. We will talk about the blade. It is excellent. It's a Civivi Wyvern folding knife. This one right here. If you're in a hurry though, click on the link below. It will take you to Blade HQ's website. The page on the Civivi Wyvern. You can read about the specifications. They might even have a mini review video there. They do like 2-3 minute videos on their knives. There you go. Done. This is infotainment. We do out of genre stuff. Guns, knives, tanks, armored vehicles, fast cars, and now a Japanese fighter from World War II. I'm very excited to add to the 1/72nd scale, usually die-cast war museum here in the Nut and Fancy Missile Silo. Oh my gosh, this thing is so rad. Really rad. And it's a brand I've never seen before. I went to eBay to get it. It's called D'Agostino. 1/72nd scale, not plastic. It is die cast. This is a Nakajima Ki-43 Hayabusa Oscar. Look at how sick this thing is. So the Oscar, if my memory serves, it usually does not, accounted for more kills against Allied fighters in World War II than the Zero did. So everybody knows the Zero. It got all the airplay like in the movies like Pearl Harbor, Tora Tora Tora. But the Oscar was a very formidable opponent. I think it lacked self-sealing fuel tanks. The rest was good. As the war progressed, they had a hard time keeping everything flying. The Japanese Army, well, Japanese Air Force did. They just had a hard time. Their supply system was awful. But as a plane, as a weapon system, it was incredible for what it was. Really cool addition to the museum. Look at that. Rising sun. It's got that aluminum camouflage sprinkled over it. It just so fantastic. Let's roll in an ancient, at least in my museum, Matchbox collectible F4U Corsair. It'll be its opponent. We'll get to the knife, trust me. Now, this is why I go the same scale, because I want you to notice something about these planes. It's really cool. Because you can actually make some observations about the actual planes since these are both in scale. Look at the prop. Look at how huge the prop is on the F4U and how small the prop is on the Oscar. Look at that. More powerful motor for sure. But don't kid yourself. In the hands of a good pilot, this was more than a match. From what I know, I'm not like the expert for an F4U Corsair. And actually, there were Zeros that shot down F4Us. Great plane. Nice. Oh, I got to show you this super cool thing real quick. Look at the booklet it comes with. Here's the box for the Ki-43. Yeah, I can't read it either. I don't know. Last Suspect could. He's fluent in Japanese. Did you know that? Yep. Look, it shows a date of 2016. Maybe that was a special series. So it's like all in Chinese or Japanese. And it gives you a booklet on the history. Look at how rad this is. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Specifications. Yes, I still can't read it, but I still think it's just a nifty, nifty insert. They probably have a collector's club you can join. Look at that thing. They've got like a multi-angle display thing you can put on your models. That's really cool. I need to translate that. That would be fun. So you can put it kind of like in a combat pose. Anyways, I just got to show that to you. That's how you put it together. Ki-43 Hayabusa! Not the motorcycle, but the fighter plane. In the museum. So stoked to have that piece. They're really not that expensive for what you get. Really nice addition to tabletop. We have a great time here. We talk about, again, a lot of fun stuff. I hope you like it as much as I do. On to the knife. Very impressive. Here it comes. This is the Civivi Wyvern. Boom. Right here, y'all. Really good looking knife. It comes in black, tan, this blue, and orange. Yeah. And the steel, as we're seeing more and more, is still D2. So we're seeing a lot of that. Like I was saying, it's another KRV from the Chinese manufacturers. Not that I hate D2. I don't actually like it. I've talked about it, though. I'd almost rather have HCR for me. I can rock D2, no problem. It seems like the formulation coming out in these latest, more upscale knives, whether it's Artisan Cutlery, Kaiser, Here we have Civivi, made Fair and Forge, is a good formulation, and it's doing a little bit better than some other D2s that I've tested in the past, and Boker Plus comes to mind. I generally do not like their D2 that they're using. Not always, generally. Let's start with the handle on the Wyvern, shall we? I like it. It is a little bit funky. It is very comfortable, and it does remind me of a certain blade that I've reviewed here in the project, and that would be the Kershaw Oh So Sweet. Not the fish scale appearance, which actually I like in this knife. I really do. It's funky, it's different, it provides some traction. I like it. I'm talking about ergonomically. This looks very Oh So Sweet to me. I'm talking about the knife. It does look sweet, but Oh So Sweet is the knife by Kershaw, which I still love. I never really liked its AUS-6 steel it came out in. I know they've issued some other steels in it. It's a really nice handle. It's comfortable. There's no hot spots. Has a plastic or FRN backspacer. Has a little spot here for a lanyard if you want. And then it's got a titanium pocket clip. How incongruous is that? Isn't that funky? So you have an FRN handled knife with a titanium pocket clip. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Because that's more of an upscale feature of a folding knife. And here we have it in this one. And by the way, the price is right on this. This is not an expensive knife. Use the link below. It'll take you to Blade HQ, and they have all the colors. Dude, this knife, for what you're going to pay, it's going to be around 50 bucks. Totally worth it. Buy with confidence. The sucker only weighs 3 ounces, by the way, and this is a 3.45 inch hollow ground D2 blade. Shining against the Hayabusa in the background. Yeah, so that is a lightweight knife. This is one reason why. They have some very deeply nested stainless steel liners in there that are completely skeletonized. Someone's been watching Nut and Fancy reviews and hearing me rant for the last 13 years. Look at that, how that's milled out, dudes. That is completely milled out. And then if on the lock bar side, they even milled it out by the clip here. So they basically took as much metal as they could out of the Wyvern. Very stoked about this knife. Very. 420J stainless steel captured liner lock. There's your timing right there. Perfectly adequate for an EDC blade. Centering, really nice. Retention, perfect. Now my shoulder's still jacked up from the KTM deer crash up in Oregon, so I can't really do a great job with my right hand. Sorry, can't. I'm weak. I can flip the knife out, but I can't do like shake my shoulder like that to shake it out. I would say the retention is fantastic. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's very positive. What I was trying to do is this, just shake it and bring it out like that. A lot of knives you can do it. Like this Fair and Forge Crux, you can do it too. But with my shoulder, I mean my offside, I could try it. I'm a little bit uncoordinated. It's not working. Not with my left shoulder. No. I love the handle on this though. It's very cool. It blends perfectly with that blue tabletop, doesn't it? There, it's a flipper, obviously. Look at the flipper design. It's rounded, smooth, perfect height, no hot spots. It's the small details that we like in knives and watches for sure. It's got the Civivi logo in the pivot point, single-sided adjustment with a mini Torx. I don't think you'll ever have to adjust it. Ball bearings. Not phosphor bronze, ball bearing, and there's your stop pin right there. I wouldn't call this a heavy duty using knife. It's more of a lighter duty one. Jimping is moderate. I think it could be improved, definitely. In hand, it feels really excellent. Well, like the Oh So Sweet. The Oh So Sweet was like that. I really liked how ergonomic it was. Yeah, I still have the clip in the hand. I've really never minded that. Some guys make a big deal about it. They go, oh man, the clip. Hurt my little hands. You can't reposition the clip. If you don't like that, you might want to look at a different blade. There's a billion out there. So you're stuck with it. Thankfully, it's tip up. Am I glad they did it that way? I would really like to see a positionable clip for lefties. At least come over here, maybe. Maybe that would help. I don't know if they have room for it, the way this pivot point is constructed. Up front. Yeah, just do that. Nice deep choil that protects the hand. I don't know if I'd call this a tactical blade. The jimping just ain't good enough. The blade shape itself is fantastic. Again, hollow ground D2. Wipe it down here a little bit. Get my grease off it. And it has a really interesting thumb slot on it, right? My only concern is for putting zip ties in it, which I did try. It's a very thin span of material right here, so you're going to have to kind of get creative. You're probably, I'm talking about putting zip ties on so you can wave it from the pocket. You're probably going to have to put 3 of them in there and just have a stack of them. And I did use that, and it worked. It worked just fine. Does it look great? Not really. It looks a little bit gaudy. Nice blade recess right here. So in this blade, I mean, that's surprising to me that they have that kind of a semi-custom feature. The finishing on the blade is just perfect. Perfect. The edge. Perfect. And I say it like that because I bring these $200 plus, you know, Taiwanese produced Spydercos on the table, and I've complained about their finishing. I was like, what's up with their finishing? I'm not saying it's a bad knife. They're great knives, but they're not finished this smoothly. Look at that satin finish on there. Do you see any imperfections in this $50 knife? Yeah, I don't either. It's fantastic. Get a titanium pocket clip, D2 steel. I think most of y'all will like that over HCR. I'm the weirdo. I think most of you guys say, yeah, that's perfect. I love that. Ball bearing, deployment, $50. Competitive options. Well, here we go. This is a drop. I think this is also Civivi. VG10 steel, 3.4 ounces. Really cool knife. Really cool knife. And I'm thinking I got this from drop. I might have gotten it somewhere else. Titanium pocket clip. So that's kind of what they do over there. Let's see if this is milled out to that level. Yeah, it pretty much is. Look at that. Really nice handle. This is an FDE. I love the tie-dye coating on that liner lock. It's a little bit thicker than the Wyvern. The jimping on this is more effective. It's cut sharply. Envelops the hand nice. This is a really nice knife. Yeah, and if I'm wrong on the name, I'll just throw it on the screen if I can find it. Again, the names are changing, and whatever it is, whatever that knife is. How about the Gonzo FH11, 3.8 ounces? Oh, and by the way, this is called the Firebird. This is also D2. 4 ounces. This was $25 when I bought it. Great knife. It has kind of that, you know, that Sabenza look to it. Coffin-shaped handle. This has some sharp transitions on it, so you're going to have to either sand them, which I would do, or just deal with them. So it's not as comfortable in the hand as either of these Civivi knives. Really nice jimping for $25. Holy cow. What a great deal. The Gonzo. I have FH11 here, and then Firebird. Again, these knives, the names change a lot. Kaiser Vanguard. Competitive option. I reviewed this in 2018. It is fantastic, and thankfully Blade HQ is still carrying these. Then you can see the model number. This is V4458 Alpha 3 VG10 steel. I kind of would go with the D2 over VG10 just for the record. This is a Beglider design, 3.8 ounces, same price. Fantastic knife, not as light. You can see the milling on this is not as aggressive. The G10 on it is totally perfect. It's medium to high traction. There's no jimping whatsoever. Perfect blade shape. This one's stone washed. Again, in VG10, obviously. I label it for your convenience. Great competitive option. Also in blue. It comes in like olive drab, blue, black, maybe tan. And are we done with competitive options? I think so. That's it. That's a pretty good run. And I kind of went with like really what I think are super high value, let's see, original designs, high quality Chinese manufacturers. Who knows what's going to happen with importation, the tariff war? I don't know. This might be the time to score these knives, because if they go up to like $75, $100, I'm out. On these knives, no, I'd go somewhere else. But honestly, Kershaw, Spyderco, Benchmade, all the major manufacturers use overseas production, so all their prices will go up as well. Essentially what you're doing when you buy these, you're cutting out the middleman. So this Wyvern is fantastic. Worth the money. Highly recommended by both the F4U Corsair and Mr. Oscar. signing off.